Hey, it's Sush,
And Ashley,
and this is We Should Pod That, episode 4. We finally sort of got that this time.
We should watch that with Ashley and Sushi. Feel the vibes, it's a night so lush.
yeah, episode 4.
Yeah. All right. So, Ashley,
Yes,
what are we talking about this week?
movies and televisions. Specifically, our looks this week, we've got our focus is Twinless. Then we've got our look back includes the movie Lurker and the 9th episode of season 3 of Foundation. And our look aheads, we've got The Long Walk, Spinal Tap 2, and The Baltimoreans. Sush, what do we have for the wrestling section?
For we got SmackDown from September 5th and Raw from September 8th. No PLEs. So,
Thankfully.
yeah, well, I mean,
Well, yeah.
depending. I mean, if they're good, I don't mind watching them, but yeah, the last one was kind of a snooze, so
Yeah.
whatever.
So our first movie is Twinless. So this is the second movie from writer-director James Sweeney. And it's about two guys who meet at a support group for twins whose partner has died. In fact, it starts with us seeing the twin of Dylan O'Brien's character die. And they're two guys who form kind of an unlikely friendship. Dylan O'Brien's character, Roman, is kind of not the smartest guy, but sort of like a really genuine and really like straight, really open about his emotions type of guy. And then we've got James Sweeney's character, who also lost a twin, who's like a young gay guy. He's very acerbic, I would say, a little bit guarded, but they form this unlikely, really beautiful friendship. And then some secrets are revealed. Something happens about 20 minutes in, maybe a half hour in, and we get to see how that secret becomes revealed, how it affects their friendship, and kind of overall the dynamics of what it's like to lose someone and specifically lose a twin. So, Sush, what did you think about this movie?
Man, Dylan O'Brien, like, I think I mentioned this in the last podcast, but like, I really liked him in that American Assassin movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I liked him in Maze Runner, but like when he was in that movie, I think even though it didn't get reviewed that well, I think his work in that was really convincing to me that like he could really deliver as an actor. This is the first time we've kind of seen him in something that's a little bit more funny, is on like, I guess he's done drama before, but this is more like down to earth type stuff, like real life, slice of life type stuff, rather than, fantastical post-apocalyptic stuff or, something like that. So
he's not running any mazes. There's no scorched trials on this one.
Yeah. But I think he's great because not only is he just a great actor in this, he plays both brothers.
Yes.
You get a glimpse into like his brother's life at the beginning of it, kind of, and then you kind of see like how his life is in contrast with it. What I really liked about this movie is that it kind of does what, I'm trying to remember what the movie was that we saw.
Oh,
basically, I feel like the structure is similar to Weapons, as like we don't really see everything revealed, but we see it through the point of view of like each character, like by following like one character and then the other. So I think that part is really interesting. There's only 2 major characters. I mean, there is like what's her name? Ailing Franciosi. Sorry, I'm probably butchering her name.
Oh, yeah.
She is
Eiling or Ailing.
Yeah, Eiling or whatever. But anyway, she I think does a great job in this because the last thing that we saw her in was the James McAvoy movie, right? Is that what you're saying? Which movie was that?
Oh my God. I feel like my brain wants to say see no evil.
Oh, Speak No Evil.
Speak No Evil. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we saw her in that, and she's just plays a really like kind of crazy person.
Insane,
I guess is
yes.
like the
For reasons.
kind of easiest way to put it. But in this movie, she's like a very kind,
bubbly.
Yeah, bubbly and like maybe slightly awkward. But I think like, most of it is like just because she's really kind. But
yeah,
I think that she plays a very different character in this than what we saw, in that role before. So I thought that was cool because it was really convincing. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it just all was done really well. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say. Everybody played their role really well.
Yeah.
I think that we went into it thinking that this was going to be more on the comedy side.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, we know it's in like the drama territory, but I think it starts dipping into maybe almost like thriller suspense kind of stuff.
There's a lot of tension in the second half, or really like the second 2/3, there's a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Because what happens is we, the audience, know the secret that one of them has.
Right.
And you're waiting to see how that secret's revealed and how it's going to affect their friendship. And it's kind of devastating because you're seeing these two have such a like unique connection.
Right.
Like they are very different people, but they're both people who are used to having someone, like they say in the beginning, like being a twin, you just realize how everything's easier with two people, It's great because like one of the characters, the Dylan O'Brien's Roman, he doesn't want to go to the grocery store by himself, so he's kind of lonely. He's missing that other half. And it's great to see how they're close like that, but seeing how close they are and how like really like emotionally open they are together, you just know it's going to be a crisis when it comes out.
No, and I just love how this movie is very much like a good, like full spectrum movie. Like it hits a lot of different genres. Like, I mean, as far as like a movie that is set in like reality could do.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, this has definitely been one of my favorite movies of the year. It totally was not. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it ended up being. So with that said, I gave it a 4.5 for entertainment and a 4 for quality. And Ashley?
Yeah. And so I gave it 4.5 for entertainment too. I was like so invested. I was laughing. I was super emotional about the characters. It's hard to discuss because it's so juicy and good, the secret and how it's hidden and how it's revealed. So we can't talk about that, obviously. But the way that's played out is done so beautifully. The acting's amazing. Like Dylan O'Brien equally well plays this sort of dim, puppy dog kind of character as he does the sort of like really confident, gay, fun character. So it's amazing. And he shows a real like depth of emotion that he gets really down. You see the highs. It's just so good.
Cool.
So 4.5 also for quality for me, mostly based on the script.
Cool. So yeah, for the first time, I think this is the first movie that we've rated 4 or above. Both of us have rated 4 or above for entertainment and quality. So
Hell yeah.
I'm going to give this our first official Quality Entertainment Award, which is kind of funny because our next movie is also another one that was kind of
a good week.
Yeah, we had a great past week for movies.
Unbelievable ones. Yeah.
So you want to take us into the next one?
Oh, yeah. So our next movie is Lurker. And guess what, guys? It's about a lurker. So this one starts, you've got this very, very lanky, awkward fella who's working at like, it's like a high-end resale shop in LA. And Oliver, this musician, comes in and his coworker immediately is like, oh my God, look who it is. And our lead character just sort of acts like he doesn't know who Oliver is, but then starts doing all these things to attract his attention, like putting a song on that he knows is one of his favorites.
Right.
And then they start talking, and Oliver, just being this like sort of like mid-level famous, so still able to walk around but gets recognized.
Yeah, he's like rising.
Yeah.
Basically, like, just gaining
right.
a fan base. Right?
Yeah, so he basically takes our lurker under his wings, and it's crazy. So basically Oliver has this setup where he has a house in LA and he has all these hanger-ons. Like he has all these friends that he's picked up. When our main character first goes to his house, there's a woman who's basically firing one of his entourage. He overhears it. And then she says to him, just make yourself useful. That's how you'll stick around the longest. And there's some moments of real connection between the two of them. But then also you realize this Oliver guy is just one of those people who is so charismatic and open, but also is comfortable using people. So he has basically all these entourage or people who admire him. He brings them in and has them do his dishes, do his laundry, then record his music videos. And so Matthew, our awkward dude, our lurker, starts he has like a really old ass camera and starts taking videos. And Oliver's like, oh, that's so cool, that old camera. We're a photographer now. We're making a documentary.
Yeah.
Starts following him around. And basically the tension of it comes because we know how obsessed Matthew is.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how poorly Oliver's treating all these people, and you're just waiting to see what's going to happen. And Matthew starts sort of working his way up the ladder of the entourage, and you see kind of what happens when he's kind of at the top of the pecking order. You see what he'll do to stay there. And then you see like what happens like when he's like really afraid of losing everything and how he
handles it. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's really fascinating about it is because you see both characters, how they're really using each other. And
codependency.
Yeah, it's very codependent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was worried going into it that I wouldn't be able to handle the awkwardness, to tell you the truth. I was like, oh, that looks really tense, but it's done so beautifully. And they do a really good job of showing you why people are doing the things they do.
Yeah.
So a lot of the movie, you think, God, he's going too far, but I can kind of see why he's doing it. And overall, it sort of has a lot to say, I think, especially in the ending, which is so good, about what it takes to be on top.
Yeah.
And like how people use each other to sort of get and maintain fame and connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sush, what did you think of the movie?
I loved it mostly because, man, I saw so many parallels as somebody who's worked like 20 years in nightlife.
Yeah.
Having known people like this who basically are willing to compromise themselves to such a crazy degree in order to just be relevant or be a part of, you know, a group of like popular people. I mean, I thought this movie was done really well because I feel like I mean, the acting was great, but I think on top of it, it was that it was very real as far as characters and motivations. And, you know, I know sometimes we see movies where characters fit these archetypes that are maybe not honest or like actual real life examples, but I feel like this is not one of those situations. And I think I was really right on the money when I had been going into this saying that this would be a better version of, was it Hurry Up Tomorrow?
Yes, Hurry Up. Everything's a better version of Hurry Up Tomorrow this year. It's crazy.
But this one really is, because there's the whole like pop star kind of thing and like the obsessive fan kind of slash, you know, like muse slash, you know, friend kind of thing. So I really do think that yeah, it was right. We were on the money. We're just like, this really is like the better version of that. So yeah, with that said, I gave this a 4 for entertainment and a 4 for quality. So
I did as well. Same thing. 4 entertainment, 4 quality. The music's great. It looks great. The script is awesome. Just overall, really great movie. I don't know how wide a release it's getting, but if it's, you know, near you, really, really recommend you check it out.
I definitely feel like there's a lot of things in the movie that were conscious choices. So I think like it was very intentional and uncomfortable to watch in a lot of moments, but I think that's what also makes it such a great movie, because it's so real in its portrayal of this type of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Cool. So next up, we've got Foundation. It is the penultimate. Is that how
that's what people call? Yeah, that's the one before the finale.
Yay, I got it right. So the 9th episode, called The Paths That Choose Us. So when the episode starts out, we've got Gail and her crew. They're hanging out on New Terminus, and then they get into a shootout, of course. Her forces end up capturing Fallon Greer, who's the warden, basically the role that Gail's daughter had done. And Fallon Greer has been taken over by, when she guessed it, the mule. Gail tries to read her mind, and it's creepy as hell. So you're like inside her mind, and you see Fallon Greer, and then you see like, ooh, like out pops the mule, and he's sort of like, I don't know, like just around her. And then somehow he makes her drown herself in her own mind.
Yeah, man.
This guy loves drowning people. He loves it. It's clearly his foundational trauma. We know this from you know, what happened with his parents, but goddamn. So then after that, she reunites with her boo, Han Pritchard. Then we've got Torin Mallow, Dr. Ebling Miss, and Magnifico, who, guess what? He's still under the mule's control, but they're still like keeping him close because they think that there's something that he can do to help them, because clearly the mule is obsessed with this dude. There's something there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Brother Day, who the last episode we saw get like tossed into a pit, we see him in the pit, and it's nasty. There's like creepy crawlies there, but he escapes. Song pulls him out. He gets up out of the pit, and he kills Sunmaster 18 in a really badass way. And then he takes the old robot head, whose name I forget. Do you remember what the name of the robot is?
I don't know, but I just remember the robot head was like on top of the rod that he basically just ended up like impaling.
Yeah, it was cool.
Sunmaster 18 with. So, I mean, yeah, I can't remember what they called it though.
Yeah, so he's going to bring back the old robot head to Demerzel because he wants to free her. Meanwhile, on Trantor, Brother Dusk gets on a galactic call. Basically, it's like a
Like a
future
conference call.
Zoom, yeah, with the Council, the Luminous, and the Mule. They want to surrender Trantor. He refuses. He fires up the Novacula, and he kills entire planets. So he kills everyone who's is on the call except for the Mule. He blows up their home planet, and they're all like, "What the hell?" And it's horrible. Later in the episode, he says he wants to be known as like the consequential. He wants that to be like his title. So this guy's nuts. All right, now we go to our robot, Demerzel. She's in a big old convo with Kala, the mysterious lady inside the thingy. The thingy? I forget what it's called, but the thing she got at the library. You get the point, guys.
Yeah.
So she offers the library as a possible refuge for Selden's followers. And she's talking to Demerzel about it, and Demerzel's really torn because she wants the second foundation to succeed, but she's still, because of her, robot innards, is bound to the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we've got Gail. She visits Harry's hologram in the vault, and he's like a little cagey. He offers to help her, but only if he gets a real body. He's jealous of the other Harry. He wants to be corporeal.
Yeah.
And Gail promises to figure it out, but she doesn't know how. And that is our episode. Sush, what you think?
I like this episode. I mean, I'm just wondering how they're going to conclude everything, though, in one more episode. Like, it seems like there's so many pieces. I guess these are like a full hour, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they like 60 minutes more so than... No, actually, they're 40. This one was 46 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So they're not even... I feel like Foundation episodes for some reason feel a bit longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. But yeah, like I don't see how they can do this. I mean, they just did the thing with the Novacula. One detail that you didn't mention that I think was important was that the Mule kind of pointed out that even though Brother Dusk ends up using the Novacula on the two planets, he doesn't use it on him, which makes them think that there's a limit to like the distance it can reach.
Right.
So I don't know how that's going to play into this, but I have a feeling that, my theory that the Mule's going to get control of the Novacula and use it somehow.
God.
But other than that, I'm glad that Day got, the robot head.
Yes.
And then also, and then I don't know how like Gail is going to either get Hologram Harry to help her or convince him to do it somehow without getting, or like how he's going to help him get a body. Like I don't understand how this is all going to get wrapped up. So
I'm really curious. Yeah, I heard.
I'm just really curious how they're going to do it, or like how many loose ends they're going to leave for the next season.
Well, our lead actor here, Lee Pace, said that the finale is massive and has like big things happening that are going to really change.
I'm on IMDb right now. I just wanted to see if I can find a runtime for this episode. It says it's 51 minutes, so it is slightly longer. It's 4 minutes longer or 5 minutes longer than this episode, which is like 46, I think it said. So, I mean, it's a little longer, but I don't see how, I guess they're going to pack a lot into it. And maybe, like I said, maybe they're not going to wrap everything up completely. They might do that thing where, they're trying to split some major events like across two seasons, but who knows?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting a little nuts. I mean, but yeah, that's that. This week we don't have Alien Earth stuff, mostly because we're trying to get back on schedule with that. We record this usually on like Tuesdays. So yeah, usually it's before it airs. So unless we end up getting some like preview access, I think we're just gonna next week on next week's podcast we'll be back with the Alien Earth reviews.
Awesome. And then what do we have coming up for this week, Sush?
For the look ahead, as far as what we're planning to watch this coming week, we are going to try to see The Long Walk and Spinal Tap 2.
Yeah.
And The Baltimoreans. In that order of probability.
Yes.
The strongest probably being The Long Walk. And then Foundation, the season finale, as well as Alien Earth episode 6.
Yes.
So yeah, that's that.
Excellent.
All right, let's move on to Oh No. Ooh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this past week we had some pretty good episodes of SmackDown and Raw.
Oh yeah.
So let's kick it off with SmackDown from the 5th in Chicago, or Rosemont rather.
Yes.
Not that far from where we are. Taking place at the actual building where, you know, we go to the flea market, which takes the flea market takes place in the parking lot. But
yeah. It's the best, guys.
At the Allstate Arena.
Yes.
So anyway. And also, if you ever get to go to the Allstate Arena, it's cool because when you go to the bathrooms, there's like a mural of WWE, like past
cool.
and present stars. So it's really cool. Like, check it out if you're ever there. It's definitely something you should take a picture of. So yeah, as far as promos and drama go, John Cena did a speech to start off the show, basically just thanking all the fans and everything.
Yeah, said he premiered there. That was his first win the WWE.
Right. Yeah. When he interrupted Kurt Angle that one time, you know, the first time he premiered on SmackDown.
It was so Chicago-y, this episode. It was awesome.
Yeah, but Sami Zayn enters, he interrupts, you know, he gets booed.
Aw.
I felt kind of like bad for that. I don't know, like, but it's whatever. I think it's just everybody's so amped to like hear from Cena that any interruption is just taken with some hostility. But Sammy comes out, he's really cool, like thankful to John, and then basically ends up like saying that he wants to give him the same opportunity that John gave him when he was U.S. Championship. So this leads to a U.S. Championship match.
Yeah.
Between the two of them. So that's that for that item. The next promos and drama item. Seth Rollins did a promo that more or less solidified that Becky Lynch was part of the Vision. They talked a bunch of shit about CM Punk.
It was so funny. The Chicago audiences are pretty rough, and they really knew how to get them activated.
Yeah. And then, so he comes out, CM Punk comes out, you know, has another back and forth with Becky Lynch, and then ends up, you know, she ends up slapping him again repeatedly.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
But then this time, he calls on AJ Lee. So, you know, huge pop for AJ Lee.
It was awesome.
You know, she just attacks Becky Lynch, and then it ended with Seth and Becky walking out looking defeated.
It was cute. They did a good job of selling it. And this is my first, this last 2 weeks is my first exposure to AJ Lee. And she's so awesome. She gave like a whole speech about her.
Well, we'll have to talk about that in the.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't this episode. Oh, dang. I'm getting them mixed up. Okay.
Yeah. You're getting ahead of yourself.
I'm just excited.
All right. So anyway, let's move on to the matches. Like I mentioned before, there was Sami Zayn, U.S. champion versus John Cena for the U.S. championship. It was a great match. Like John showcased a bunch of finishers from, wrestlers that other wrestlers.
It was cool.
But Brock Lesnar interrupted, because he kind of like we're thinking during the match, it's like, well, obviously John's retiring, so he's not going to be able to defend the title really. So they're probably just going to have to do something. So yeah, they just, Brock interrupts and Sammy retains due to the disqualification. We also had Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. There's like a continuation in the ongoing feud. Not much to write home about. I mean, I know you think Aleister Black's creepy.
He's creepy.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just back and forth. It's like one of them wins one week, the other one wins like another week, whatever. It's like, yeah. Next was a match that I was hoping for, like, would be better than it ended up being. It was the women's U.S. championship match between the champion Julia with Kiana James versus Michin. I mean, it was a decent match, but
I love Michin.
Yeah. But it didn't go like super long. I felt like it probably could have gone longer, but anyway, afterwards, Kiana attacks Michin. So that's that for okay. But yeah, anyway. This SmackDown was mostly just, John Cena, kind of the setup for the upcoming match at Wrestlepalooza with Brock Lesnar, and then kind of the same thing with and then the Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, CM Punk, AJ Lee, like feud, the couples feud. But anyway, yeah, moving on to Raw from this past Monday, the 8th, that took place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. As far as promos and drama goes, the Usos kicked up the show, calling out the Vision, resulting in Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker confronting them in the ring. And
it was funny, man. They were hilarious with those guys.
Yeah, and then Jimmy announced a tag match for Wrestlepalooza, basically like between the Bronze, as they called them. Well, as LA Knight referred to them as, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker versus, the Usos. But yeah, in this whole thing, then LA Knight comes out of nowhere and attacks the Bronze. A scuffle breaks up between the Bronze and LA Knight. Basically just backs up the Usos. And there's just a hilarious backstage moment that follows all of this, where LA Knight flips out. He flips out on Adam Pearce, and he just like is just like he'll fight any Braun, and he like starts listing up. It's like
any Braun do that?
Braun Breaker, LeBron James, Charles Bronson. Basically anybody with Braun in their name, he's willing to fight.
He's an equal opportunity Braun fighter,
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, give me any one of them. I just love him. I am so excited he's back, getting more of a showcase.
And he's now so good
on Raw.
Promos. Moving on, AJ Lee addressed the fans with a heartfelt speech, basically just welcome back kind of thing. Apparently she stole Becky's Women's Intercontinental Championship belt last week. I didn't realize that until she just came out with it this time. I was wondering what was going on. I had to kind of look it up. But anyway, yeah, she got interrupted by Becky. It basically set up a mixed tag match between AJ and Punk versus Becky and Seth at Wrestlepalooza. Becky tried to get Seth to retrieve her belt from AJ, but this caused Punk to run out and back her up. Seth almost catches a GTS, but leaves with Becky frustrated. But, they still accept the match, so I guess this was all just another build up to a Wrestlepalooza match.
Yes. And now my favorite part of this whole thing is AJ gives this really beautiful speech thanking the audience, talking about how it was important for her to take a break and she addressed her mental health and she went to therapy. And then the audience started cheering, therapy, therapy. And I was like, dang it, I wish I could show this to my mom because she thinks of wrestling as the way it was in the 90s.
Yeah, the Attitude Era.
And she thinks it's weird that I watch it now, and I'm like, yeah, but Mom, they're chanting for therapy now.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same. But yeah, that was really beautiful. She is so cool. I'm looking her up all week, trying to find videos. She's the best.
And then the last item that I kind of wanted to highlight for the drama and promo stuff was that there's kind of a lot of infighting type backstage moments this week. There's 3 kind of examples that I caught was the Jimmy and Jay Uso giving Jay doesn't really want to help LA Knight, but Jimmy feels differently about that, especially after LA Knight helped them out before. Another one is with the Nikki Bella match that they had this week. I'll talk about that a bit later, but basically she has a match with Asuka. We get a moment where Asuka is getting in Nikki's face post match, and then Rhea Ripley comes out to back her up. So it's just more weird stuff like that. And then Finn Balor is starting to question Dominic Mysterio's alliance with the Grande Americanos. And Dom just responds dismissively to him that it's a lucha thing, whatever that means. I don't know. So it's kind of interesting that type of stuff's happening. Well, I guess the women's thing was not quite an infighting thing, but it's more that whole thing where I don't know, they're just trying to pit. Well, I guess it is infighting because every time they have these Asuka moments, Kairi Sane doesn't feel. You could tell she doesn't feel quite comfortable with the situation that's happening.
It's cute. She's cracking me up.
So anyway, let's move on to the matches. We had AJ Styles versus El Grande Americano. Didn't think this was a bad match, but I think it's just another match where there's more hijinks from the second Grande Americano, the guy in the tracksuit. I think people have dubbed him Dos Americano now.
Yeah.
But remember what I said last week about them doing these matches to reinforce the ties that WWE has with AAA now that they own the company. But this week they pretty much said that was the case in commentary. So whatever.
Hey, I like it when they bring over, the insane clown guy and stuff.
Yeah.
I wish they would do more of that, to be honest.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I just think, I was mentioning this, we were talking about this earlier off camera, where I just think WWE wants to install their own people into these organizations that they acquire. It makes sense, but I mean I don't know. I kind of feel it kind of taints at least the top tier, because you're kind of just instilling somebody in there who's really not
not a part of
a huge part of the culture. Yeah, they don't just dedicate themselves to it. So I feel it feels different. Anyway, moving on to the next match, we had Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez, aka what I like to call the Judgment Day ladies.
Oh yes.
Versus Lyra Valkyria.
Come on.
Nice to have Bird Lady back.
Yeah.
But yeah, more so, it's been really cool seeing Raquel Rodriguez just really leaning into her size and strength after the whole thing with Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
I really think she seems more and more confident, like week after week. So I'm glad they're just utilizing her, and she's getting a chance to prove herself, and she's been doing a great job at that.
Yeah.
We also had Penta versus Rusev.
Yay.
This is just a out of nowhere match. Basically, Penta was like frustrated, and he was backstage, and he was just like, everybody loves Penta, but the company doesn't love Penta, basically.
Yeah.
So, just because Rusev happened to also be there at the same time, kind of in the same area, then Adam Pearce signed off on a match between the two of them. Rusev ended up winning, but only because the New Day interrupted, because their whole beef with Penta and the Mexican Destroyer.
These guys.
So that's hilarious. But yeah, that was a match. Moving on, we had Nikki Bella versus Asuka with Kairi Sane. Look, I know WWE is really trying hard to get us to believe that Nikki Bella is like somehow even close to like the level of talent that like Asuka or like a lot of these other women are as a wrestler, but here we are, another week with a Nikki Bella match that we don't know if we really asked for.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Asuka.
Yeah, she's been fun as a heel lately. And then the last match of the night was Bronson Reed with Braun Breaker versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
So this was a cool match. The biggest takeaway, though, I think from this is that it seems like they're trying to build a rift between the Usos. Basically, yeah, like during this match, LA Knight helps the Usos, but then Jay ends up spearing LA Knight.
Yeah, I don't want Jay to be a heel.
So I don't know. I think it's just more. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna make him like a full-on heel, or if it's just the whole thing where they're just gonna have him like make questionable decisions because they did the whole setup where Jimmy tells him like he's acting like Roman did, like back when he was back when Roman Reigns was being a dick.
I just want them to let Jay be fun. Jay is so fun.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. I don't think they're gonna push it too far because I'm sure they get like a ton of like young fan base is probably like huge for Jey Uso. Mm-hmm. And by like turning him heel, I don't know if it's going to be the same like as what it's been. So yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, they kind of already did this before, like, but they kind of did it the other way around because Jay left initially when they were doing the Bloodline to go do his own thing. So, we'll see how it works in reverse. This is probably all they're trying to do is like kind of even it out now. And then for upcoming stuff, we just have same thing as we mentioned last week. We got AEW All Out and WWE Wrestlepalooza, both on the 20th this month.
Yeah.
I don't know which one we're going to see, if either of them. Well, I mean, we're going to see them eventually, but we don't know if we're going to see either of them like live.
Right. They both cost money, huh?
Yeah. Well, we can go to like a Dave and Buster's or something if they have it. I just haven't seen the updated schedule for their events at the local one. So I'll take a look into it. Maybe we can see a AEW one or something for once, because I think mostly been watching WWE PLEs. But if we can do the WWE one, then I'd definitely do that because we watch the shows and talk about it on here. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
But yeah, that's about it for this week. A little bit shorter than usual because we didn't have the Alien Earth stuff.
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, but we'll be back next week. That'll be back on the schedule again because we doubled up on the episodes last week's podcast. So yeah. Anyway, make sure you subscribe.
Please do.
And feel free to hit us up on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook if you guys got any feedback or suggestions or anything you want us to cover. Our podcast is now listed across like all the different podcasting platforms. So, just look for us. We should pod that podcast.
Yeah, pod us.
And that's about it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in again. Take it easy.
Guys. Bye.
Bye.
Friendships touch. Movies and delights will share so much.
Let's enjoy this side.